Okay, welcome to Sketchy People Podcast, episode 10. Who do we have here? It's that noodle that I'm seeing here right next to me.
Hey, what's up? I am right next to you on this couch. What's up? I'm an artist and illustrator, and I also draw. I'm Noodlebomb. Hey, everybody.
You're in Germany?
Don't dox me.
Oh.
Lemon, where are you? If not, also here.
Sorry, Alex cut out just as he said whatever he said. Tardy Art on Twitter. Graf, you go.
Hey guys, Graf, animation student and background artist. What's up? NeverPaint, what about you?
I'm not a background artist, I am a foreground artist. I'm not working in the background. Hello. Welcome. Asha, you go.
It's not morning. I can't be Asha in the AM.
Wait.
Oh no.
It's not morning for you?
I'm kidding. It's a joke. I'm Asha. Hello.
What are we talking about today, Alex?
What's going on?
I think, first of all, we gotta mention that our podcast is now on multiple platforms.
It is.
Woo!
Yes. Graf.
We did it. We did it,
layers now.
I put the podcast on Anchor, and it distributes it to Spotify and Google Podcasts and Breaker. Right now, more platforms will follow.
I didn't even know Breaker
and
was
you
a
can
website.
also listen to it on Newgrounds, if that's your thing.
There's also MP3 download links now. The audio-only version does not contain the Sketch With Us discussion as well as the weekly progress section, because we show pictures there, and that's kind of weird just to listen to.
Speaking of Sketch With Us, you remember how in the last episodes we just had like normal Sketch With Us without a topic or drawing prompt? This will change from now on, because starting with this week, we're gonna have a drawing prompt, and you can just get out your sketchbook right now and sketch us something. Not you, Noodle. You have to do a podcast.
No, I got it.
or after that, or whenever you want. And yeah,
well,
send
it's encouraged
us.
that you do it while you listen.
Yeah.
Gives you a time limit.
Yeah.
Send
us your results on Twitter with the hashtag sketchwithus, or at sketch_cast. Yeah, and this week's topic is draw your favorite sea creature as a anthropomorphized version. Yeah, try it. I dare you.
Humanized fishes.
Or turtles.
Basically,
under the
Splatoon fan art is banned, by the way.
No!
You can do squids that look legally distinct from that.
Can you draw Squidward?
That's okay. SpongeBob fan art is legal.
I want to see SpongeBob fan art.
What's our topic, guys?
Well, that's your lucky day, Graf. Just Google SpongeBob SquarePants.
Today's topic is art school versus doing art as a job versus doing art as a hobby.
Oh my god.
Big topic.
Yes. Okay. Who's doing what?
Well, I believe we should all talk about what we do with our art right now. Like, what kind of money we make of it, if we make any at all.
Money, honey.
Let's do...
what even is money?
Let's do
art, guys.
Let's do the order in which we are in the call right now.
That's different for everybody. But okay.
It's not.
Wait.
No, it's not.
You should, whatever. You, Alex, you.
Oh,
tell us who.
From the bottom then. Okay.
No, well, okay.
What? What?
Alex, you go. Yeah, heck yeah.
Okay.
Heck
go.
yeah.
I've been doing art as a hobby for a while. Mainly, I was just sketching, drawing anime girls in school for
Perfect.
fun. And then I wanted to be around creative people, so I applied to a graphic design school, which is basically a normal high school but with like artsy classes. And that's what I'm doing. I'm in my second year now. Asha. Go.
I went to art school, and then I just, I don't know, I draw for fun mostly, but now I'm leaning towards art jobs.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Next.
Hello. I'm not in. Oh yeah, no. I went to normal high school, not to fancy art high school. But yeah, like you heard in the last episode, probably I went to like after school art school thing for most of my childhood, and actually all of my childhood. And after that, I started studying to become an art and English teacher. So I kind of also have art classes. And now I'm doing drawing on the side, besides my university courses, and doing commissions and stuff now. Yeah. LemonTart. LemonTart?
LemonTart.
I think LemonTart is dead.
I think he's...
Doesn't matter. Graf, where are you?
I cut out for a second.
Okay.
Hey. Well, I don't make any money off my art right now, but I am planning on doing so soon. I currently am in an art school. I'm doing graphic design specifically, and I did pick up illustration more as a side thing to practice my drawing that I had always been into since I was a kid, and I sort of dropped off. So yeah, ideally I'll be having a job in the design industry, but I might be able to, get a commission or two on my illustration side.
Maybe.
Cool.
Graf.
So I used to do art as a hobby until like 2 years ago, when I decided it might be good to take it more seriously, and then I started going to school for animation. And since that, I've been also doing freelance work as an animator. So I kind of know all three of these things. My goal is to like start commissions next year or something, like transition to becoming a full-time artist, I guess.
Whoa.
What about you, Noodle?
I never went to art school, but I did do
Shameful.
art in school instead of doing school. So that was my
Dude,
practice. but I currently go and sell at conventions and sell posters, mostly fan art, which is illegal. But I mean, everyone does it, so can't catch me. And
Wait. How is it illegal?
Because I don't have the copyright to sell certain characters.
Does
Literally
the con...
everybody does that, though.
But literally everyone does it.
No,
so.
wait.
like-
Noodle, does the con allow it or not?
Yes. No, they say, okay, so most conventions actually will, I'll get into this more, but most conventions say you're supposed to have your own original art, like your own comics and stuff, but the majority of the people selling there are selling from brands
I
that
just
already
know
exist.
from my local convention that there are only like 25% of your products are allowed to be fan art, not more.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
something
that's
like
what they say. That's what all of them say, but not all of them do that. No one really enforces that. I mean,
fan
it's
art
happened.
is what sells the most at these booths.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
time.
They say that in like all the contracts that you sign whenever you're signing up, but it's not enforced, because it's kind of like
because it's bad for business.
yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
bad for business,
Ah,
and most
so-
companies like the free advertising anyway.
just
The smart
just
companies
sell
anyway.
tons of lane fan art. That's legal.
Yeah, Lane is legal. That's all I sell. I promise. But yeah, I'm a convention seller, and I also do commissions currently, and I also do it as a hobby. And I'm currently doing it like all the time. It's all I do. I should be talking about football with people where I live in Texas, but I don't, and I can't. So it's bad. Anyway, that's where I'm at.
What even is a football? What even are sports?
Honestly. But yeah. So.
Okay, where do we go from here?
How
Don't say that out loud. It's bad optics.
Luck.
It's bad luck.
Add the cartoon noise in front of that.
No.
Well, a bunch of you do commissions and coffee, and you haven't really talked about it. I'm interested in how your journey with that has been going.
NeverPaint, how have your commissions been going? Your coffee stuff.
Yeah, I only recently started doing commissions, and they are good. I like it. I like to do it actually, because it's basically like Sketch with Us. You're getting a drawing prompt, and you don't have to have an own idea what to draw. Like, I'm not a very creative person. That's why I draw a lot of fan art, and I also like getting commissions for the same reason, unless it's like weird people with weird commissions but money. Yeah, and most of the people that commissioned me, I maybe had like 6 or 7 commissions, were really nice and really pleasant to work with. Yeah, I can recommend. But also, it was kind of... I thought a long time about starting doing commissions, because it's always... Whenever I start a new project, I take like half a year to plan it and like procrastinate on it instead of actually doing something. And so I took like half a year to figure out my perfect commission sheet and my perfect price table. And that proved not very useful, because...
How did that take half a year?
Sometimes the commissions are too specific, and sometimes they just don't even look at the price table, or don't find you on Twitter. It's something else like on Discord, and you have to explain everything again. Yeah. But I kind of like that side.
So,
also, I'm not sure if anyone is answering me, because I see blinking noises, but I can't hear anyone.
Oh,
We can hear you.
yeah.
yeah.
Lol.
Okay, so
I'm gonna
Wait.
die.
You can't
Goodbye.
hear us.
Oh, okay. I mean, we can cut that.
yeah, we're
Hello.
gonna
Yeah,
cut that
definitely.
and hope
Can
it's
you hear
not
us?
going to be awkward.
Can
Can you hear us?
can just
I can
bleep
hear you,
it.
yeah, now.
Okay, cool.
Okay, can I
That
talk
happens
now?
sometimes. Yeah, please talk.
Okay, I don't know if you guys have have felt what I feel, but whenever someone like I get a commission or something, or like just someone at school wants me to draw something for them, which I'm fine with, it's always like whenever I need to draw a thing someone else wants me to draw, I just like fucking revert back into a baby who doesn't know how to hold a pen, and then it's just turning out awful. I don't know what to do. But like when they say just draw whatever, I just want something from you, then it's like the easiest thing.
Well, that's because you're getting challenged with something you're not used to draw, or like it's kind of expected for it to look good.
Yeah,
in a
if
specific way.
you diversify the stuff that you draw, then you'll just be ready for more unexpected requests.
Well, not only that, I think I swear it's like a muscle. Because I've had the same
commission
request.
muscle.
I'm serious. Like, that's real. Because
Commission muscle.
I've been commissioned to draw things that I've done before, and like stuff that's definitely in my wheelhouse, but I still get that feeling. It's because it's not my thought, you know. Like, it's easy whenever it's your thought that you can just, okay, this is what I want it to look like, and I can turn it, and you can make your own thing, you can make your own mistakes. But when it's someone else's thought, that like communication you have to have with another human being, that thing that I don't like to do because I'm an artist, that's the muscle you have to flex, is that just communication muscle. Like, oh, this is what you want. The commission muscle. That's real. I swear it's real.
Okay.
And you only get better at it by doing requests or commissions more and more, because you have to become more comfortable with dealing with people that aren't just yourself. At least that's how I feel.
I'm not sure if it's a commission only thing, because I get that too sometimes, but just when I storyboard, for example, like I plan out a scene in my head with something that I've drawn before, like a train station, because that's what I need for my current project. And I've drawn train stations before for like concept art,
I don't.
but then as soon as I sit down to like storyboard, I just can't draw a train station. It just always comes out wrong, and then I have to like get into it again, and after I've done a couple of sketches, it works. But it would have been something that I would have been able to do effortlessly before.
Seems like somewhat of a different thing, though.
Is it?
It sounds pretty similar to me.
Okay.
Well, it's probably just because like when you draw something that you're just doing and it's something you want to do, you don't even necessarily have the shape exactly in your head. You kind of just go, and you're okay with making mistakes. But when you have an objective, there's like a thing you have to create, and now it's like, oh, now I have to be accurate with what I'm drawing.
Yeah,
off the get-go.
There's things that need to be incorporated in this, and it has to work. And then this adds like a weird feeling of pressure, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess the second example is usually how I do things. So I guess that's just a status quo for me.
You normally take a like request, or you have
I usually have
like
specific goals in mind that I want to fulfill with the drawing, as well as when you design something, it's usually, when I'm doing something for an assignment for school, or I'm just redesigning something because I feel like it, you usually have a series of goals that you want to accomplish, and you have to conceptualize an end result before you even start, almost. And
that's
yeah. So
that's
I'm just used to that, I guess.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I'm always interested by your perspective, Lemon, because you come at it at such a different angle. I don't know if you've talked about it much, but you have made like pamphlets for museums, right?
Yeah. I mean, most of what I do for class and most of what I do to train is just redesign brands and then put them on different kinds of formats, like pamphlets and cards and websites and that sort of thing.
I find that so interesting because it's like
it's fun.
Yeah, it's not at all my wheelhouse like to do that. I normally draw girls because that's all I drew in high school.
I mean,
girls.
that's kind of something
I want to get
we do
good
at our
at
school.
that.
I feel like
I mean, you're doing something similar, Alex.
Yeah, I think it's honestly pretty helpful to like do other stuff that isn't like drawing but also design related, to just I don't know, if you like take a break from drawing and then just do other artsy stuff, I guess, and then come back to drawing. It feels like you've improved so much.
Oh, for sure. I feel like everything I work on just feeds into each other.
Yeah.
So you can, when I switch mediums, I can feel myself improving like one leap at a time, as opposed to a little bit at a time, because I just do a lot of different things. It's pretty fun. Like I was going to design something for a class starting this year, and because I've been drawing so much this summer, I just went back into my logo design tools, but I had so many more ideas, and I was using the brush tool more, and I was, drawing and illustrating a little more than I used to in the past. Just things feed into each other. It's really fun.
Yeah, that's one of the big advantages that I take out of going to like art school, I guess. Because before that I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it on my own. I'm gonna be an artist. I'm gonna learn everything by myself. But as soon as I started going to school, and the program is called multimedia art, so it's exactly, you have all sorts of different tasks, and that really helped me improve in all of these fields, because you're just forced to change mediums so often that it keeps you creative, and you keep learning new stuff, and it's really helpful that you like have deadlines. You have to do it. You can't be like, oh, I'm just gonna not gonna leave my comfort zone and just draw this and that for a couple of months. You just have to switch, and that's one of the things that I just love about the school I go to.
Unfortunately for everybody, homework is good.
Yeah.
Is.
I don't think so.
That's like that goes into kind of what I said. I'm the worst because all my practice comes from being a hobbyist and just drawing whatever it is I want, which is good for practicing. But yeah, I've learned I've been trying to get more into the fundamentals and like what goes into logo design and stuff, like composition and mostly composition, is like hard.
I just don't understand the software for graphic design, but that's a different thing.
Well, you're just building stuff with like paper cutouts of shapes. That's generally what it feels like.
Yeah, it feels
I
horrible.
mean, that's not an argument. It's obvious that you don't know something if you never do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a semester of graphic design, and I didn't like it.
Well, I mean, if it's not what he wants to do, then it's fine.
That's true.
You know what's this might be a little unrelated, but you know what's interesting? The most interesting graphic design to me is like graffiti art. I remember I wanted to like do graffiti art, but not illegally. just do like.
You're not about to go over that limit you set by selling fan art. You're not about to go the next step.
Oh no! Yeah, I guess I'm already there.
Just make a big sale of
I got into graffiti this year. In fact, like in March or something, I bought a bunch of spray cans, and every time I was at my parents' house, I was just spraying stuff on like big sheets
on their walls.
No, on like not on walls, on like different stuff, on like big sheets of paper and stuff.
That sounds fun.
It's super fun.
That does sound fun.
But also
I never got into
difficult.
it because I didn't want to do anything illegal.
It's surprisingly really cheap to like get a bunch of spray cans and stuff.
It is. Well,
is it?
Yeah, spray paint is pretty cheap. It's like less than the cost of a drink. It's like a can of spray paint.
Yeah.
Oh god, I've seen super expensive spray paint.
Most of the time it's pretty expensive.
Well, there is really nice stuff.
But what you can also get is just an airbrush pistol, and which would be around 100.
Yeah, I want to get into that
and
too.
Get a ton of
I'd love to get one
I
of
did
those.
that before.
I want to get one of those, but just to paint Gundams.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
That would be pretty sick, actually.
Just to paint orcs.
Yeah, like a neon glowing red
Genesis.
dog with LEDs.
One last thing I want to say about graffiti really quick. It's kind of that's like the coolest graphic design to me specifically because growing up there's not like a lot of art in general around me except for when you see big trains pass by down the highway and you see them covered in like all this other graffiti art and stuff. I have so many pictures of trains going by with like cool art from all over the place.
I love that aesthetic. Noodlebomb, I can totally relate.
We don't have graffiti on trains. That's so sad.
No, we have. I have art here.
We do, but they usually, rotate them out.
Yeah,
put in the new ones.
It's sad.
They
They should spray graffiti on all of the trains, like
It's
good
like-
graffiti.
Yeah.
Makes the city look really grungy, though. It's not a good.
It would
In a good
look
way.
for-
It's not a,
It
it's
is
not a
nice.
good look, but it's also a good look.
It's a good
I
look
like
for
it.
youngsters that appreciate it, like us. It's not a
Yeah,
good look
but-
for.
I mean, graffiti
the
isn't that
lobbyists.
young.
You can
Graffiti.
Well, the reason there's
is
graffiti
for-
out here is because it's a bunch of old, rusty trains that no one cares about that
Fair
are on the
enough,
track
yeah.
still. Yeah. So if you're in a nice city, normally they'll get cleaned up. So
There's
it's because
one-
everything looks like trash is why it gets graffiti on or graffiti
That
on.
makes sense. There's this one train in Madrid that I've been seeing for a couple years that's just completely covered in graffiti, and they don't seem to change it. So every time I see it, I'm like, hey, it's that train. Hello, old friend.
Hello, friend. We should hit it up with the SPP logo at some point.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that would be a great logo to do with spray paint and just let it
it is.
be
It
true.
would be.
It would be. Honestly,
Oh my
I've been okay.
God.
So I have like a lot of ideas that I want to do, but then are like kind of hard. But I've been wanting to take a picture. Like I was seeing if I can either talk to a business or actually just go to the area that's okay to spray paint and spray paint the logo and take a picture.
Thank God, I thought you were about to make this into an illegal organization.
No, of course, me do something illegal organization. But yeah, that's something that may be a pipe dream, but I kind of want to make it happen. We'll see.
We'll see.
Watch out, Madrid. Anyway, art hobbies. Who has art hobbies anyway?
Oh, I do.
No, you don't.
I draw for fun.
Drawing for fun?
What's that?
It's more an obsession, I would say.
It's unbelievable.
It is more of an obsession.
It really is.
It's like I watch anime
wish
for
I was
fun,
that
but
obsessed.
I draw because I need to.
I kind of wish I was like doing more art as a hobby because I like it so much. All I'm doing is just like sketching in boring classes and sometimes filling up pages of my sketchbook with like random stuff. I feel like that's like not enough.
I told you, man. You should focus on doing like a big finished drawing.
Yeah,
Force
I
yourself
really
to,
want to.
you know,
But also
I'm
make it
really
small,
bad
not
at
big.
it.
Go all the way.
Just go the additional line art and color
Oh, I'm
steps.
so bad at colors. It's not
Just-
hard.
just
It's
fill
fun.
buckets.
Aren't you learning all about that though?
It's not that hard. I was like 4 years ago or something like that. I also only drew in black and white. But then I got colored pencils, and then I got watercolors, and then I liked colors. It was very good. Just give you a billion more options.
I have all
I
that
really
stuff.
love
Colors
but I
are
don't
the
like-
only thing that matters.
I
Hot
really
take,
like
I
colored
know.
pencils.
Just try it out. Try it out some more.
Just try that. Peer pressure, color or die.
I mean, the more
guess.
you do it, the better you'll get. So just do it.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
fail first before you get good.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Message received.
Hey, Alex. I've seen pictures before, and they look pretty good with color. Just saying.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Color is everything.
I don't know if I agree with that. Hot take. Oh, sorry.
I mean, colors are nice.
I don't know.
I'll like avoid manga just because it doesn't have any color in it.
Oh,
I'm
what?
that person.
Wait,
So you
seriously?
avoid all manga?
Damn.
I don't avoid all of it. Like I've read a few things, but if it has
Maybe-
a colored version or if it has
Maybe this
an
is
anime that
why
isn't terrible, I'll just watch the show because I like colors.
I just really like reading manga and not watching anime, to be honest.
I do like the high contrast of
I
black
really
and
like
white.
all the screen tones and stuff. It looks so dope.
Yeah,
I like it more than
I think it's
colors.
cool.
Yes.
I like colored screen tones.
Yeah, dude, just take a manga page and then make it monochrome pink. Instantly improved.
Yes.
You're not wrong.
You know, like we're trying to get a new internet provider, and it's supposed to we're supposed to change our new our internet provider in like 2 weeks, and they said it will take us 2
and you're
weeks.
keeping the old one hostage, and while the old one is hostage,
And I'm
it's
convinced.
not
I'm
cooperating.
convinced that the old ones just want to make it even worse for us. Only for the last 2 weeks, just
Oh yeah, you're
just
gonna
to
leave
take
us, huh?
revenge that we're leaving them.
They're playing the rage. Okay, fun fact, listener: NeverPaint keeps popping in and out of reality because of the internet connection.
Yeah, very fun.
Some context.
I just
Like
Stop-
no clips
stop
on the
hearing
floor
you
and
guys.
then phases back to
Fact
his
is,
chair.
Noodle.
Huh? How fun this fact is. Yeah, it's a fun fact for sure.
I had fun.
I'm laughing.
Anyways,
I'm really not.
Noodle, please talk about your adventures selling
As an
stuff
artist?
at conventions. I'm
Oh,
very
selling
interested.
stuff.
Yeah, I wanna hear.
Yes, please.
I guess in the way that it pertains to like how it contrasts with being a hobby or going to school. The biggest thing about selling art, which you're gonna hear forever and ever, is learning to be a good salesman. You know.
Oh hell yeah!
And Fun fact about me. Okay, I can say fun fact a lot. Another fun fact.
Did you know?
Did you know? I hate being a salesman. I hate it.
What? It's the most fun.
It is fun.
Of course you think that, Lemon.
I'll talk about yesterday later, but go on, Noodle.
Okay, we'll definitely bring up the contrast of it. But I've always been an introvert. That's why I doodle all the time and draw all the time. But out of necessity of wanting to one day feed myself purely on my art, it's super important. Like I was saying, the muscle that is required to communicate an idea.
Noodlebomb has a lot of muscles, guys.
Yeah, many muscles. I label them all with Sharpie.
I can picture you in like high school. On one arm, you're doodling the metal arm from Full Metal Alchemist. On the other, you're labeling every individual muscle with the word.
Actually, in middle school, I would get tinfoil. They cover one of my arms.
I've done this too.
High five, guys. High five.
Huh?
High five. Time for glomp.
Time for a glomp. XD.
You can't
roar.
high five with
Kill
three
me.
people.
Time to high five with tinfoil around our palms.
Tinfoil high five. There you go.
Okay.
That didn't sound like
Anyway, being
so you were
art,
saying.
It's what is it? It's super important in like a lot of ways. It changes your mindset, not in only like what you draw, but also how you have to communicate with other people. And specifically, when it comes to being a convention artist, I learned the hard way that the art that you draw kind of has to fit a mold. And I mean, that's you'll hear that a lot too. Like you gotta adapt to what the market wants. And my original pieces were very painter-esque. Like the way I did them was,
whoa, really?
I wanted them to have good. I'll pull them up. Should I share them now or should I share them later? I'll share them at some point. But I spent a lot of time, like a ridiculous amount of time. This was before I like really worked on my accuracy and my speed. But I worked a very long time to make what I thought to be well-composed images. Fun fact at conventions, doesn't matter. You don't need that. You need something that will catch people's eyes. I mean,
you just need
it's
to
important.
draw the character that's popular. Literally, just that.
It's sadly true because I have like a couple pieces that I did that are like in that style of I want like a lot of dense information about the anime that I was talking about or to be in there. And I'm gonna throw up. Oopsie, sorry, cut that out, Alex. And but yeah, they didn't catch people's eyes really. It's good to have those like if you have eye catchers. And then I just drew Toga from My Hero Academia.
Exactly.
And then that one sold like hotcakes, and I was like, cool.
Did I buy the Bissy Persona 5 poster? No, I bought the cute little portrait of Haru.
Yeah,
I am disappointed in you, Lemon.
You're disappointed that I got a portrait of Haru. Have you even listened to SPP episode 2?
No, I'm disappointed that you didn't
3.
get the dance one. Like,
well, I got the Catherine one instead.
Oh, okay. Like I'm looking around my room, and
that makes
every
it okay.
single post is like very dense, except like one Sailor Moon one.
So dense,
but,
so much going. No, I'm planning on going a convention next year, and I made a list of stuff I have to include to be successful. Which first point is cute is better than sexy, generally.
Generally.
It
There
really
was
is.
a lot of pink yesterday.
In all circumstances.
In this convention, I agree.
Okay.
Basically,
No matter
and
what.
because I just have a feeling that especially the people in the artist alley are like 80% girls, and that's why I also have to draw up a few boys. That's very important there, at least.
Oh yeah.
I can't.
People like the cute boys.
Can't just
No, you
draw a
mark
cute
it.
girl. And specifically Marvel, Overwatch, My Hero Academia, and
Please
Sherlock.
don't do that, please.
And Star
Don't,
Wars.
don't sell out NeverPaint.
Okay, here's the thing. Let me make a note on that. It's okay to
so
sell
much
out.
gay Kylo Ren fan art.
Dude, I'd be down to draw that.
NeverPaint. Word of advice: it's okay to sell out. I would say
Yeah.
as long as you actually care about those things.
As long as you
I
care
like
about the money.
Karen.
Well, good for you. but do you?
Do you like
I mean,
it just as much as them, though?
Do you
Yeah.
like- but don't. I think it's okay to jump on trains. In fact, I'm gonna jump on a couple more trains. I need to watch more anime. But you gotta if you don't actually care about what you're drawing, it shows. A lot
Gonna
of the
be
time it
bad.
shows. Yeah, it'll be bad, and you will have a harder time selling it because you won't have as much to say about it, or it just won't show in your art. And a lot of the time at fan conventions, that's what people are going for. They want to see something that makes them happy, and
Yeah,
they're
it's
happy
the
to get.
giant, shirtless Kylo Ren poster behind me. That's
Okay,
what-
okay, Noodle.
I mean, just get good at being really excited about the things that are popular.
That's a skill too.
It's a skill to develop.
I don't have that skill, I guess.
Last night when I was in the call with Noodle,
Yeah.
I
Last
asked
night
him
when you
about
didn't go
his,
to bed.
his like posters and stuff, and he showed me some, and like, the thing that sounded the most smart was when you said you gotta have like something from a popular show like as an eye catcher, and then have all your stuff deeper in the booth.
Yeah.
Like all your
That's
actual
definitely
good
what,
stuff.
what people do.
Yeah,
like your
for
actual
sure.
good stuff.
Should I share my eye catcher?
Or make your eye catchers also
Yeah.
good.
Well, you can share it maybe later when we're off the podcast, since we're doing it audio now.
Yeah. Sucks,
yeah.
listener. Haha. Check us out on YouTube.
Wow.
I mean,
actually,
you know
do
this
you guys
stuff.
want to
Still
do
put
a
it in the
straw
show notes,
poll to like vote if we
What?
should include pictures?
Well,
That
that
sounds
would
like
be a
it
good
is-
idea, but let's put it at the start as a pre-recorded message.
Yeah.
Okay.
no, it's
not
a bad
now.
idea, but it doesn't matter. Yeah.
We'll talk about it later. Continue, Alex.
What? No, that was all. I just thought it was like pretty reasonable to like not completely sell out, but like have like one poster or two with like some popular girl, and then
See, that's the biggest thing is a balance between doing what you love and then being an enormous shell. And you need both that in your life, sadly, which
Pretty
I've come
much.
to understand.
But also,
Uh,
I don't agree at all. Just do stuff that is cool, and then people will like it.
Well,
Not
here's the
true.
thing.
Agree.
Here's the thing.
No, if
Here's
you're
the
good
thing.
enough,
Not
You
literally
can
not
do-
true.
You can. It depends on what your goals are, because you can do art purely because it's what you want to do, and it is something purely that I want to do. But if you want to make
And
money,
maybe
you
if
have
you're
to
lucky, that's also
do
successful. But
Well, true. Maybe if you're lucky, but I'm not trying to rely on luck here. Sadly, there's a market out there that demands certain things, and if you want to be part of it, you have to bend a little bit to it.
Yeah.
I hate saying that, but I believe that.
Alex, yesterday, my two favorite artists had all original work, didn't sell much. The one girl who just got popular doing My Hero Academia stuff had a line of like 200 people. It's insane
This makes
how
me
much
so
you can
mad.
get
what
by
what
pandering
kind of
to-
artist alley was that? It had
A
lines.
really big
Comic-Con?
one.
It had lines in an artist
It had
alley.
lines
Yeah.
for the popular people.
yeah.
Ooh.
You know,
Whoa.
people with like 10K followers, they rack up a line.
Yeah, I
I-
had to wait for a while.
I'm going to a wrong
This year
conventions.
at the Dokumi, when I wanted to get like a bunch of Hey Carla stuff.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I can never reach the Dokumi. It's way too far away.
Well,
But yeah, speaking of being a salesman at a convention, yesterday I walked around the artist alley and I tried. Well, yesterday I was at the Japan Week in Madrid, dear listeners, and really enjoyed it. Really good time. Got to meet some really cool people. Got to look at some really beautiful art, and I got to, say hi to Akio Watanabe, and he's a cool guy as well. But more importantly, I spent my morning in the artist alley going around to the different artists that I really enjoyed, getting some prints, and then promoting the podcast.
did you actually do
Problem is, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Problem is,
Sick.
I started the first conversation, opened my backpack, boom, I had lost business cards. The business cards were completely gone. I didn't know where they were.
Oh
But
no.
I used this to my advantage, you see. Whenever they gave me a card, I would just say, hey, oh man, I would give you my card, but I lost them. Can I give you my data instead? And most
That's
of
not a
them
good look.
said yeah. No, but did you see our new followers though?
No, I didn't.
Do you even read the chats?
Yeah.
We talked about it all the time yesterday.
So eventually, like, that turned into a conversation, and I got a few people to check out the show and give us a follow on Twitter.
Real life
Nice.
marketing works.
Honestly, the best marketing strategy is just to talk to people in real life with words, with spoken words.
But also have
Well,
like
if you can have
5,000
good
employees who
conversation
do
skills
that
in
too.
Unfortunately, we don't. But yeah, it was really fun to just see all of these really, really inspiring artists, and a few of them, answering back and checking our stuff out.
Nice.
Shout
Those
outs
are-
to Vivirin. Her art is great.
Hey.
Link in the description,
A
probably.
link in the description. Check her out. She does very, very busy images with flat colors and pastel schemes, a few typography work, and shading with
Ooh.
different screen tones of different colors on the. It's cool. Check her out. But yeah, great time yesterday, and I would definitely love to have my own booth and be a shill and be a salesman.
Same.
Lemon, I need you to be my salesman.
Dude, let's team up. I'd love to.
Yeah.
I gotta leave in a bit, but the last thing I want to say is I really want to invest some money into getting a bunch of posters made.
It's not that
Hopefully,
expensive.
maybe pins in the future. It's a pretty big investment, and zines and stuff would be super cool to have.
You
I'm
get
ready
a
to
pretty
do
big
it once I
poster
get
for
good
like
enough,
€6.
once I'm comfortable enough.
Yeah, because I know that it's not hard to get a spot in the artist alley here in local cons. So
I thought it would
I
be
hope-
really difficult, but then I was just walking around yesterday, and there were a few booths that weren't that great, and I feel like
That's
I could
all
get
the
up there at
booths at
some
my
point.
local conventions normally.
well, most of the time I'm just blown away, but this
Yeah,
time,
same.
I could see myself being there at some point.
yeah, I really hope I can get all the stuff together by the end of this year, and then maybe start in February next year or something. It
Get
would be
like
super
a button press thing for Christmas or something. That's what I.
I mean, we have all that stuff at school, so I
Yeah.
also wanna do all that stuff while I'm still in the school.
Yeah.
So it's
Sick.
Use the tools at your disposal.
If you want any printing advice, I've done a lot of printing because
I mean,
it's required for my assignments. So
me too.
you can talk to me if you have questions. Oh, okay. Then.
So
it
yeah.
sounded like you hadn't done it before. That's why I was offering advice, but that's fine.
No, I mean, I just haven't done my own stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, hope you guys have fun rest of the episode.
Okay. Wait,
You too,
but Alex,
man.
before you leave the couch, can I have the rest of the orange juice?
Yeah, here.
Appreciate it.
Nice.
Oh my god,
Thanks.
he had a glass nearby.
Okay.
Of course.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Bye.
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 Of course, he had a class nearby. He
I get the rest of the couch. Yay. Okay.
It's the Sketchy People Podcast.
Can I come into the room
I
too,
really like that.
Noodle? Can I
No.
come in? No. Okay.
Speaking of printing, I saw some really cool printing techniques yesterday. My favorite was this really pretty fan art of rose quartz with striking flat colors, and the pink parts. It was all monochrome pink, and the really dark pink parts were printed with holographic surface, so it looked like she was shining like a gem, and it was really, really neat.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah. I want to do something like that in the future.
Sure,
I want to draw something like really goopy and then give varnish to the goopy part so it stands out from the rest of the page or something like that.
I thought you would talk about something cool like actual lithography or
Wow.
etching impressions. Like
I don't
real
think etching
printing.
impressions.
Digital printing is
Oh.
not even real, guys.
Yeah,
Japanese wood prints are the only real prints.
it's a meme. Okay, wood
My-
printing is
well-
actually bad. I don't
Jeez.
like
Real
working
quick
with
though,
wood.
one of my favorite things that I ever got from a convention was this sticker of Isabelle from Animal Crossing, and it's just her head in like this glossy, cool, sparkly sticker print, and it
Awesome.
just says "fuck" on the bottom, and she's all happy. I'm super into it.
You should have
Do
said
you
that
guys
when
remember
Alex was
that we
here.
had
He
an
would have loved
episode
that.
about conventions?
Yeah,
This is the
well, I mean,
epilogue.
conventions is the
This is
epilogue.
Conventions 2.0, getting a job as an artist.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, guys, all this talk about selling at conventions makes me want to do that too. So
It's
You
Well,
could
it's
definitely
fun.
do it, man.
Gonna
You'd
overcrowd
stand
the
out.
market. You're not allowed.
That's
Nah,
okay
man,
as long as we're the ones crowding
he's
it.
unique. He's,
That was a joke.
Well, it could be true of a different artist like me, maybe, if I don't figure out something different. So,
Well,
but I could totally see
Just
Graf
you just
with his
need
unique
training.
style doing it.
yeah, I mean,
Well,
I understand it's probably hard to like just earn enough money doing stuff like that, like selling at conventions, doing commissions, and doing like freelance projects, and getting, with all that combined, getting enough money to live off. But that's kind of what I want to do in the future, and that's why I'm excited for it, because it's sort of a challenge to like market yourself in a way that it's profitable for yourself, so you can sustain yourself, and yeah, I just really want to do that. I've been looking. No, I'm well, I haven't done any research, but I've been thinking about doing research about conventions in my area and how hard it is to get into the artist alley. I just want to like prepare some sort of.
You have 50 different conventions in Vienna. It's gonna be possible.
I guess we have a lot.
Normally,
But-
they have like like a pool of people you get randomly chosen. Just have to get in
Okay.
there.
Yeah, I'll think about all of this when I finish school, because I want to focus on school for now. It's
Fair
that's,
enough.
that's smart. That's smart. But can I give you some advice from the Book of Noodle?
sure.
There's actually don't do what Noodle does advice. Have one of the most important things for having a brand is having a recognizable like style or just a recognizable brand.
Yeah, that's what I
And-
was talking about with Graf. He totally has that.
Yeah, exactly. And he has what I was gonna say is have a style and love your style. I don't have a style and I hate my
Dude,
style.
same.
You have a you do have a style.
Guys, both
What are
of you
talking-
do have
Yeah, both
some,
of
Okay,
you have styles.
okay.
some sort of a style.
Okay, what I mean is my prints IRL are very. I mean, they all look the same. You can tell they're by the same artist, but I don't have like a thing that identifies me as myself.
Yeah.
Some people have like a color scheme that they put in all of their fan work. Some people have like a specific way they draw faces. I mean, I have that, but
Just
like
use a
try to
specific brush all the time or stuff like that.
and NeverPaint has that for sure. Your line work is very NeverPaint every
No.
time.
Yeah, very recognizable. But also, Noodle, like the way you render your pictures, I could immediately identify them as a Noodlebomb.
I mean, there are definitely Noodlebomb pictures that I don't recognize as Noodlebomb pictures
I
Yeah.
guess.
from time to
Well,
time.
But there's
okay, so Noodlebomb is kind of weird because I don't post it. I don't put any of my Noodlebomb stuff IRL, and Noodlebomb is really a place for me to experiment with my art, and it was originally just for porn.
Man,
But now
maybe not
it's,
in public, but I'd love for you to just share a little bit of your IRL art with us at some point. I'm curious.
I'll share a little bit with you at the end.
Yeah,
But off the podcast. Sorry.
yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, and I've been getting better actually. My goal has to basically, I'm at a point where I'm like, I want to develop a style. I feel like developing a style kind of hinders you from learning fundamentals because you're worried about like things looking a certain way, which is what was one of my goals as well. But I'm at a place where I need to have something that I can call my own. It doesn't have to be the most technically advanced style, but it has to be distinct enough, and it has to be something, because when you have a style, people will look for you. They will look for your style. Your style becomes in demand because it's like, oh, the only person who does this kind of stuff is that person.
You're exactly right.
Yeah. But I just want to give that a little piece of advice to any fledgling artists out there.
I guess it's really important if you want to sell your own art to have like this thing that makes you stand out. Though. But yeah, that's the thing. I'm kind of conflicted. Like for conventions and stuff, I would need something that looks like a drawing or a painting by me. But if I want to like apply as a concept artist somewhere, I need a diverse portfolio, sort of. At least I want to be able to have that. So employees could see that I'm capable of doing a lot of different styles, and I'm not just good for one sort of project. So I guess.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what your goals are. For having an anime girl's face out in an artist alley, specifically having a style is very advantageous. But yeah, it depends on your goals, because I eventually want to like gain mastery over like art fundamentals.
Gain mastery.
Whatever that means. I've been listening to a lot of art podcasts. I know I'm sounding pretentious as heck. Sorry, but
that's okay.
Like
there are
I just want to get better.
I mean, you're on an art podcast right now.
Yeah. You know what? You're right. I am.
Or do you just listen to our old episodes?
Yeah. That's where I get my advice. I'm
from
that
yourself
conceited.
from the past.
Or I'm just that forgetful. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to discourage anybody from trying to get better and change styles.
Okay, no, styles don't even exist. I had a figure and portrait drawing class last semester, and we had a few students who tried to draw in their own style, and they would get mocked by the teacher because right. At our age you don't have an own style. It's all just pretending. It's just you're gonna get a style if you're like old, if you're like a seasoned artist who has drawn thousands and thousands and thousands of portraits, and then you're gonna develop that thing that is truly inside you, and that's gonna come out. And everything else is like experimentation, and it's not even. But
what if you want to be marketable before you're 35?
Before you're 95, you mean? Or dead?
What if you're not our age, NeverPaint? There could be people who aren't our age. Because I'm old. I'm like 50.
Yes, you are.
It's not true.
I'm totally not agree. I just found that opinion very goofy.
It's sort of strange. I mean, there's a lot of things wrong with this statement, because every artist at any time could have their own unique thing that they can express with their art. But then there's also the technical aspect to it, because sometimes, especially with young artists who see like seasoned artists having a style and they also want to do that, it feels like the style is a necessity to them, and they blame certain shortcomings on their style. And I feel like if you want to have a good style that gets people interested in your art, it should always feel like it's a choice and not a necessity.
Yeah, just be confident in your fundamentals first, and then start figuring out how to break the rules. It's the same with color theory and all that. Be comfortable with doing easy things, and then break the rules a little bit, or with any sort of art, really.
And
what I'm saying is, this applies to being marketable. This is like the cold marketing salesman inside of me who wants to try to make money, not the artist who actually just enjoys drawing and seeing stuff and trying to portray it on paper. I think it's a good advice in when it comes to selling stuff in my situation. I don't think you should strive for a style if your goal is to become a better artist, because having a style doesn't make you a great artist, but it does make you distinct.
The style will actually develop on its own if you're just open to let yourself come through in your work.
That's true.
Which is sort of what the teacher
I'm sorry,
kind of
Graf,
meant
that
to
just
say, I
feels
guess.
too vague for me.
What?
I don't want to disagree completely, but that does feel way too vague for me. Like,
Well,
letting
that's
myself
definitely not
come
a
through
statement.
just
Like,
means...
that's very lemon core.
No,
You want your
okay.
specific thing achieved,
Hear me out.
like, fast.
Hear me out. I've been struggling with how to draw faces since I ever started doing digital art. I can never get down the style that I want, and letting myself come through really isn't a thing. I feel like I need to draw 100 faces, which I will do once I finish my next drawing. I feel like I need to draw 100 faces in 100 different styles and just figure out what I like the best and adopt it.
I
Because
like that actually.
But why it starts
it's
with
not
style?
appearing out of nowhere. It's got to be a collection of inspirations.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, like, over time, you practice, you study anatomy, you study different
fair
styles, and at some point, you'll develop your own style because it's inevitable. There's
I
no
get
way
that.
you're gonna be able to draw exactly like anybody, like the artists you studied before. There's always gonna be something that is uniquely you, because that's just how it is. And if you're not trying to suppress that, then your style will develop naturally. And
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
I guess I just misunderstood the wording. It's fine.
As an ultimate contrarian, I will always disagree with art teachers. I've never had an art teacher though, but I heard they don't like anime, so they can't be correct.
That's not necessarily true.
I've had an art teacher that liked anime. He showed us Ghost in
I
the
mean,
Shell
I
for
will
image
be
composition
one.
theory.
Noodle.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, I think it's changed recently, but growing up in high school for me, definitely, like, I've heard from other students who are taking classes, like, yeah, they don't draw like this. This isn't the correct way to draw. And I was like, I'm going to keep drawing Fruits Basket.
It just comes down to what Graf said. Teachers
Yeah,
want
yeah, yeah.
you to grasp the fundamentals of rendering something realistically first if you're young.
But
I
to that
think
point, I'm
that's
just
very
gonna
useful.
keep saying that there are styles,
Yeah.
and I will, even though art teachers and art education I hear doesn't like that at all. But oh well.
I mean,
I'm just looking to my right and seeing these 3 prints in 3 different styles, and I love all 3. And I don't know what I want to do next, but damn. Like, they're all directions in which I could go with my own touch over them. And I just want to keep drawing and doing it.
didn't we
And
want
do
to
it.
make an episode about specifically art styles?
yeah,
Well,
but
I guess we drifted the conversation to that today.
I mean, all these things are connected anyway, and there's no.
Yeah.
It's not bad if we
It's like
repeat ourselves.
poetry, it rhymes.
Yeah, we can go in depth into everybody's specific style on that episode. We still have things to talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these are topics that keep expanding. Anyway,
Also, we might just discover new information about each topic as time moves on.
yeah,
You were going to say something, Graf, sorry.
I was gonna ask Asha about her experiences going to art school.
Yeah.
Well,
Do it.
I studied like drawing and painting, which is kind of a vague degree, so I could do almost anything. Except for my first couple of years, I was just learning fundamentals, getting to experiment with different like mediums and art styles because they just want you to try a bunch of different things. And then later in school, I realized I wanted to do animatic stuff. So I did a lot of focus on drawing people and like getting gestures down and stuff and learning about film. So that's what I was doing mostly in school.
Yeah, it's a lot of what school seems to be about. Just first of all, trying out all different kinds of mediums, and maybe you discover something that you will really like.
Yeah,
And maybe
I
you're
think
just
it's interesting how... Oh, sorry. Go on.
maybe you're just staying drawing cute animals on with ink and paper.
I think it's... Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I recently, only this year, I got into doing commissions because I was scared before, because I thought I was bad or something. And then
Silly.
now I do it.
Now
That's-
that you all convinced you
that's
that you're
silly.
good.
I mostly do art as a hobby now. But I'm trying to lean into business.
Business side.
You know, both Asha and Graf would be marketable, and I want to see how you guys evolve in the next few years because I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, yeah, I would totally buy from both Artist Alley booths. Like even
Well,
if
and
I
of course you
wouldn't own-
NeverPaint. I didn't mention you because, well, we've already talked about how you had commissions and all that. I see you as more of on your way with that, whereas I see Graf and Asha as not quite trying to do it yet. Anyway,
Yeah, but
because of
you get
time
what I mean.
reasons.
yeah, but
pretty
Yeah,
much.
Graf's busy with the
If it
animation
just-
No, I
side.
get it.
if they
Yeah,
just like had the time, just start through like a rocket and end up amongst the stars.
What I was gonna say earlier is that I like how the stuff that you learn in school and your technical prowess sort of shines through in a lot of your art, Asha, because at first glance it could seem you usually do quick sketchy drawings, and at first glance you could be like, oh, that's a simple drawing, but then when you see the variety and the interesting images that you create sometimes, like the varied outfits, the varied gestures, the texturing on certain things that you can tell was very, very studied, and you can just whip it out in like a couple strokes. It feels like you learned a lot, and now all of this just flows naturally into quick drawings. It's pretty interesting, and I definitely it took me a while to appreciate that. It took me a while of like looking at a lot of different parts of your art and realizing, oh wow, she's really well rounded.
Yeah, very versatile.
Yeah.
Thank
So I
you.
guess that's a compliment.
Oh, I'm
You're
very.
welcome.
The only thing I love about Lemon is that he thinks entirely different from me, because I just think I have like natural instinct and stuff, but then you got like a graphic design mind state, and that's cool.
It's a
And
mind-
business.
mindset I could never adapt. Like,
Thanks. I'm glad I have stuff to,
contribute.
contribute. Yeah. Somehow I can't think today. I'm having trouble making sentences. But yeah.
It's okay. I was gonna that's similar to what Lemon observed, Asha, but I was gonna ask if there was something that you learned in school that helped you that made like creating art as a hobby more fun, like some technique or something that made you appreciate the process of creating art even more.
Putting on a podcast in the background.
A technique you learned in school.
I was gonna say, like, learning about other mediums and getting introduced to a bunch of different art styles that I didn't know before. I guess ink and stuff, because before I went to school, I was just some kid who for my audition for my school, I just brought a notebook full of drawings, because I didn't have that many formal painting. I didn't have any paintings. I didn't actually have any paintings when I was before school, uni.
When I was before school.
When I was before school.
They had an audition. That's
Well,
crazy.
it's interview, like, where you show your art and like lay it out on a table and show it and be like,
It's pretty normal for
here
art
it is.
schools.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
how
had
it
that too.
usually goes.
They
I'm-
really didn't do
I'm
that here
uneducated.
for me. I transferred over from a marketing degree. That's how they not do it here.
I mean, I'm just becoming an art teacher, and I had a big thing. I had to make like an artist journal for at least 2 years, like 1 year, I think. And I had to make a big folder with like 20 artworks in at least 5 different mediums. And,
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
That's
because
wild.
and an interview. And
that's
a
because you go
theory
to an
part.
actual art school.
No.
Mine wasn't
It's
that
a
crazy.
it's a technical university. It's not an art school.
But it's
his
a real
school's
art program.
department is small.
It's a university. That's why they need some degree of like a barrier that not all the people come in because they don't have a space.
I wish they did that here, because the barrier is just like the big exams you get at the end of high school. And I did engineering branch in high school, so a lot of my grades just didn't apply to any of the stuff I actually wanted to study later on.
That's weird.
Because I decided partway through high school that I wanted to be this. So I kind of just had to like either do something different or get good enough grades in a related enough degree that I could transfer over, which is what I did. I sort of made like a long-term plan of I'm going to do 1 year of marketing and then get good enough grades in marketing to transfer over to graphic design and image management, which is the name of my degree. And, well, here I am, rock you like a hurricane.
Seems like a very good combination, though, like marketing and graphic design.
It definitely is, but they never once checked if I could actually, draw.
Oh.
Like, they never once gave me any sort of art test, because I did an engineering branch in high school. So I've never, I haven't had art class in school for, almost more than half a decade.
Test. What kind of hack are you? How do you deserve your place at this school?
I don't. That's what I mean. But I did really well, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Nice. See, this is why Lemon is the salesman boy. Heck yeah.
I don't know if I'm a salesman in this scenario, but I'll take the compliment.
Okay. I want to hear more about school. I didn't go to school. I'm in, well, not that kind of school anyway. Graf, what do you guys do at school?
What do we do at school?
Yeah. Do you guys have toast?
No.
Do you guys run from home with a toast in your mouth to see because you're late?
That's what I know about school.
I'm always late.
It happened in Sakura episode 1. I can't believe it happened. Anyway, Graf is always eating toast.
Okay.
What? I'm always eating toast. Yeah.
You're always late.
I'm always late, usually.
Oh no.
Yeah, just because I forget to look at the time when I'm at home working, and then I realize, oh damn, it's 4 p.m. I should head to school, and I still need to shower because I. Yeah. What do we do at school?
Bad.
I mean, I don't have that many classes this year because it's the last year, but it's getting more intense. There's like very intense 3D class that I have. And
I saw a bit of your
3D is one of these mediums I'm very happy that I learned at school, because I would have never been able to get into that on my own. But just like learning the basics of the program, of a 3D program, really is very helpful, and also helps me a lot with 2D art. So it's one of the things I really appreciate about this school, because it has a very diverse curriculum. Just covers all the things you could potentially use, but it still just covers the basics, which is my biggest complaint too. In a way, in some way it's good.
You would think that a school would be there to make you professional, but
not this school. They just hint at the professionalism. You actually have to put in the work yourself, but they teach you the basics, which is also fine, I guess. I like that I have most of the day off actually to work on my own stuff. So yeah, I can. That's why I've been able to actually do freelance work the last couple of years, which still was very stressful, but also a very good experience, and I learned a lot from that. Interestingly, okay, well, actually, that's a lot of people say that, but I learned more from doing a freelance project than doing a project at school.
Makes
just
sense.
because the pressure is higher. And in school, if you like miss a deadline or something, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, they want you to hand everything in
It isn't.
on time, but in the end, what can happen to you? There's no money involved, but with an actual freelance gig, there's other people who depend on you, especially if you work in a team, and those people also need to hand in the stuff at the given deadline. Otherwise, they have problems with the client, and that adds a lot of pressure. That really it helped me to learn how to work fast and efficient, in a way that I never thought I would be able to.
Man, that's fascinating, and I can't wait until I get jobs in this field.
Yeah, it teaches you a lot. I'm grateful that I had the chance to work on smaller things while still being in school. I think, it's been a very enriching experience, because the thing is, I did a 1.5 minute animation in school. I did it in like 3 months, and then I did a 1.5 minute animation for a music video, and I did it in 2.5 weeks later that year. And I was like, what if somebody had told me that I would be able to do this just like a week before I started working on it, I would have told them, what the freak, dude, are you insane? Like, nobody could ever do this. And then just the pressure of having this deadline so close helped me to do that. And actually, I only had to pull one all-nighter for the entire project. Somehow I managed to get enough sleep, and I don't know how. It's strange.
The kind of pressure and personal responsibility a tough job like that puts on you is really, really special. That's similar to how I was feeling this past summer, if you guys remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can totally relate to that feeling.
Feel completely different about school, and it's maybe just because it's not really about stuff I'm interested in that much, and like school is more like a job for me, and I just do, and I want to get my grades that I need to pass, and everything else doesn't really matter, because I'm gonna become a teacher, and the country needs teachers like nothing else. There are no teachers left at all. They're all dead, or the children are too many. Like, recently, like a few weeks ago, like some statistics, science people said, oh no, we're gonna have like a few 100,000 children more by 2022. We made a mistake. we did an oopsie. We did like a forget in comma or something.
We did it too much.
Yeah. And so it basically doesn't matter what grades I get, I will definitely get a job. But
Well, he's going to be a teacher.
yeah.
That's good.
And I want to concentrate on the stuff I do after school, while still keeping up with my grades, of course. And from time to time, I maybe learn something interesting in school, but that's not really the focus.
I can talk about my degree that I'm doing now if you guys want.
Yeah, let's do it.
So basically what my degree is about is it's a 4-year degree. Every degree in Spain is 4 years. And what it's about is... Every degree is the same length. Yeah, 4 years. Except like architecture and medicine, which are a bit longer.
Okay.
But yeah, it's basically all about this Bauhaus style of going through every branch of design and then studying the basics of all of them, and then having a big project for each branch of design at the end of the degree. So we do interior design, a bit of architecture, we do graphic design, branding, marketing, and then we also do product design and packaging design. So,
And what you gonna do with that degree in the end?
well, I was gonna explain sort of how it works. The first year you mostly get a lot of more artistic things, lots of painting, basics of drawing, figure drawing, your classic get a model in the class and draw it a few times. You get a few economics and marketing theory classes. You also start with some pretty light architecture projects, a bit of, nothing that you could create in real life, no big maths involved or anything. And in the first year, I really wasn't that interested in it. I mean, I was loving it for sure, but we weren't directly studying the kind of graphic design that I really wanted to be into, But in the second year is when we really start getting deep into like, hey, let's make a brand, let's make a logo, let's apply this color scheme and this logo and this design sense onto a lot of different mediums. We had packaging design, we had corporate image design, we had marketing strategy classes, and those were all fascinating, really, really interesting. And of course, we did a few more technical architecture things, which I don't really enjoy, but I have to do to pass. The third year, so much multimedia design. We're getting into audio, animation. It's great. Even more applied to the kind of, interactive graphic design that I'd like to do in the future. And I'm in my third year now, but the way the fourth year works is that it's the big projects. Each branch of design gets a big, big project that you have to work in and develop. And then you also have like 6 months of internship in a company to develop your skills there. So it's sort of like Graf was saying, the last year we don't have many classes. Well, in my case, there's just no classes at all. It's all doing big projects and work experience. I'm looking forward to it, and that's basically how my system works.
That sounds nice and cool, actually.
Yeah.
Sounds very effective.
It's similar to yours in the sense that it teaches a lot of the basics, but if you really want to get good, you have to strike out on your own.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to do.
The main reason why I didn't go to any art school is that all the art schools that I know of and exist are kind of pointless because you don't work towards any specific goal or any specific job. You're just kind of studying like getting better, I guess. And it's very likely that you won't get any position anywhere.
But how is that pointless?
Because
For
you can just
any
do
job
that
you
at
could
home.
get in any artistic industry, you need to be good.
Yeah,
You
but
need to
can
be
just
good.
You can just
That's
can
the
get good at
secret.
home.
Get
I'm
good.
just compared to Lemon's school system that puts him directly into a company that will make you actually work in your field and probably get some connections there and stuff like that. Like it's very focused to a specific thing instead of just guess you're studying illustration now. Have luck finding a job with that.
That's kind of what happened to, the girl I was going out with in the past, but she was really, really good at illustration, but she didn't really have any marketing experience. So she just ended up being really good at drawing, but not ever getting a job in it. And it's a really big shame. So, you kind of have to figure that one out on your own if you're going to a more specific technical art school.
I mean, it really depends on where you are and what kind of thing you want to get into.
That's what I never went to art school, but what I've heard, I actually was looking into going to maybe the Art Institute in Texas, but I was too scared to take on that much debt because in America it's a nightmare,
Right.
and two, I heard a lot of advice that the people who are successful as artists, at least in the art that I like, that the majority of people think about when they say art, because it sounds like you're doing something that's That sounds more practical, honestly. Which
I
sounds
mean,
so
I'm doing
cool.
something specifically
doing-
practical that's not going to make me a cool artist. It's just going to make me like a marketing design guy. But I would love to do cool art.
I mean, I think it's
Yeah.
cool. I think it's cool whenever you get to design stuff and make
I
money
mean,
for it.
that's the dream.
But yeah, that's the dream, exactly. And the thing is, the people who make that dream happen are the people who, what I've heard from other artists online, because that's where I get all my advice, because I'm smart. They say that the people who are successful already do projects and already get into things even before school or during school. Like it's
a nightmare to think about, and I feel terrible every time I'm not in a company right this second. And that's why what Graf was saying just sounded so wonderful.
being in a, I don't know how I feel about being, I guess I'd be okay to work for a company, but me personally, I don't know. I'd rather take basically the dumb cliche artist route and be my own boss, you know? But
Well,
I
You
feel
can-
like
I
I
think
could
it-
really
if-
work well in a team, in an artistic production setting. It
Yeah.
would be
Well,
more
that's
thing
not-
for me, I think.
I don't know.
There's different kinds of companies. I
I'm
could
down
definitely
to just
see
draw backgrounds for the rest of my life and never touch a character again.
same. No,
Asha,
no,
hire me.
actually. No. But there's different kinds of companies. I could see myself working at like a small, like more indie company but like just working for a big
I guess that's
company.
true.
I don't think I could do it actually. Just because, I also want to be my own boss to an extent, and I want to feel like it's something that the whole team, that everybody's working on together instead of I'm just working for somebody. Like we all have the
Yeah, that's
same goal. We all
definitely
get the same
preferable.
thing out of it.
I definitely enjoy
Yeah,
that sense
sort
of
of.
direction instead of just being a cog in a very, very large project. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also the complete opposite, just being your own independent illustrator, just working on yourself and maybe getting a contract once in a billion years, and just doing commission work on the internet sounds a little bit horrible because it's so dependent on you staying active all the time and
Yeah, I wouldn't
always
pay the
doing-
bills very well unless you're very famous.
Yeah,
I've for
I mean it can, but
that's basically the route I've kind of tried to plug myself into, and I've basically come to the conclusion that my life is not going to be super fancy or anything, and I'm okay with that.
I
I'm
mean,
okay with
me
keeping
too.
stuff low key for a long
I
time.
don't.
I've always had a bit of a
I don't
dream
need-
of
I don't
making
need
it
a
big.
penthouse.
It's a shame.
I mean, it's perfectly fine. That's one of the things. If you want to do art, know that it is difficult to make money. Don't go into art to be, I don't know, to be rich. That's the advice I'd give.
Yeah.
I
'Cause-
don't need a house in my life. I just need a little place.
You just need a cardboard box on the
No,
bridge.
not what
That's
I
enough.
mean.
As long as I have the internet connection.
It's actually true. I just need my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi
just-
and my waifu.
I just want to buy cool outfits.
Same.
High five.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can just make cool outfits.
Nice.
Not if I'm
because
busy
it's-
making art to
no.
keep myself alive.
True.
I guess.
Oh no, thinking about financial stuff. The worst. I'm dying.
Well, it's
I
definitely
decided-
part of everything.
Oh, I decided to do art. I had the idea that I'm not gonna make money anytime soon. I was ready to just be like grinding, doing other jobs until I
Yeah.
could make a living on art.
It's very
And
reasonable.
while my school did prepare me for like business stuff, but it's specifically for like the contemporary art scene and like galleries and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
But then I
horrible.
realized I wanted to like lean towards film and animation and cartoons and
Pop
stuff.
culture, disgusting. You
Yeah.
wanna
Real
you wanna
Yeah,
get
I've
this
shown a few
high
paintings
class
in
art.
galleries,
Pop
whatever.
culture makes the money.
Yeah, pop culture. That's where my heart is.
Yeah.
Me. Dude, same.
Dude.
Same. It's very interesting because I feel like art teachers at an actual art school, what they don't like about pop culture is that it's like that it's market oriented, but at the same time all they do is orient themselves
Oh god.
to the
I
art
do this
market.
rant already? I think I did, but I'm gonna do it again. I had an art theory class about art after 1945 this year, or last semester, and it's about the constant struggle of getting art out of the galleries and getting it out of the marketing monetized business, and because pure art has to be free of a market and money involved. But at the same time, even if like land art people make art in deserts that can't be sold, possibly, the artists will just in the end dig out the stones they used and bring them to a gallery and sell them there. It's all the same. All art is commercial to some extent if you want to do it as something more than a hobby.
I mean,
Yeah.
in some way art belongs to the people that consume art just as much as it belongs to the people creating it.
Oh yeah, there's some artists who would strongly disagree with that, I think, but
Well,
yeah.
fight
Fuck
me.
them.
I kind of only
Please-
want to
please
do
leave.
art if it's a commercial product. Just sounds
Please
like
leave a comment
really
if you
the point.
disagree.
To make something
Is-
people will enjoy
consider-
and willingly pay for.
This is. I have a friend who does art,
Can't
but
relate.
doesn't share it at all. And I think they want to share stuff, but they used to share stuff, but now they're like, I don't want. They have the opinion that their art belongs to nobody but themselves.
I mean, that's fine.
And they're.
But
I mean, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But I also find that very it's such a, because I want it. Maybe I'm just an egotist, but I want people to see my art and enjoy
Well,
it.
that's
that's
exactly
also
completely
feel-
why.
natural. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
you wanting to get something out of yourself into the world, and the people understand.
But
But I also
also
don't
help you.
feel I don't feel as much of an attach. Like, it's weird, but I don't feel attached, or like a lot of my art even belongs to me. I make it, but it's mine. But it's like, I don't know.
Oh man,
I feel like it belongs to the people
I
who see
feel
it.
the
Yeah,
complete
that's exactly what I
opposite.
feel.
Because I don't know. Because I make stuff I just make stuff, and I feel like I don't want to be precious with it. I want people to see it, and then I want to move on to the next thing. To make.
I want
Same.
people to see it because it's part of me, and because I like when I make people happy and I get attention. So like if there's a little bit of me in every drawing I make, then when people say they like the drawing, they like a little bit of me by extent. And it makes me very happy.
have that unless you're really just a computer brain copy the reference guy, but that's not that interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. This isn't exactly related to the topic, but I find that interesting.
Well, it's all kind of
people-
related. Like, if you have an art job, you gotta be prepared to put your art out there, and you gotta expect people to do something with it that you might not
You gotta
have
put
intended.
your out art there.
Your out art. Yeah.
Stupid. Stop.
Made me laugh.
Okay.
How long have we been going? Question.
I'm
For 1.5
okay with wrapping
hours.
it up. I
Yeah,
just got
I
dinner,
feel-
so I kind of want to go have dinner.
Yeah, but
Oh,
also
okay.
we're not at the end.
Well, but we
Well, yeah,
gotta
completely.
say goodbye to our
But
audio-only
yeah,
listeners.
We can. Somebody have some end point, final conclusion, something.
I would say, if you wanna do art professionally, and you have the chance to go to art school, to a school for art that you think would fit you, and it doesn't come with insane tuition. If you have the chance to go to university for cheap and get some learn some stuff there, get some inspiration, and learn about different mediums, do it. It's enriching. If you find out after 1 year that it's not for you, you can always drop out. So
Yeah.
But also don't do any of that if you're living in the USA.
yeah, that's
Make sure that even if you go to one of these schools, you have enough drive and enough motivation to make it on your own and study and work on your own. A lot of these schools are not going to serve up a job on a silver platter. They're just going to prepare you with the basics, like what Graf and I talked about. And you're going to have to really try to specialize on your own and really try to, market yourself properly to get out there. I see so many of my classmates complaining about the system, but then not trying to better themselves. And you gotta be the one to stand out, man. You gotta be the one to get out there.
In the end, it all comes down to your determination and how much work you put in.
Yep.
And
for sure.
Part of doing that is taking in all the resources available to you, and if that's an art school, then do it.
Yeah. And
I have a final point about selling. Don't sell. Draw the blue-haired girl from ReZero, not the pink one. No one cared about the pink one. What the heck, dude? Why did you draw the pink one?
yeah.
Any closing arguments from the rest of you guys?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, we don't have any sketch with us entries, right?
No.
Wait. We have to say goodbye to our audio-only listeners.
We have to say goodbye.
If you want to see the rest of this podcast, hop over to YouTube on our channel where we're going to go over the Sketch With Us hashtag on Twitter,
The channel is
and
called
also a
Sketchy
couple
People
other
Podcast.
things.
I forgot.
Need your eyes for this part, kiddos.
Exactly.
I forgot, but now I remember.
So bye, audio listeners.
Bye, audio
Bye.
listeners. See ya.
Bye.
Love you all the same.
Okay.
Hello. Now that we're
And welcome to the real SPP.
Now that those guys are gone. Yeah.
Welcome to the real fans.
disgusting audio onlys. Don't they even have eyes?
Audio.
I mean, maybe
noise.
some of them are
That's
blind
rude
people,
to all
but
of our
really-
blind audience. NeverPaint. We should install
no.
texture-based image recognition on our podcast.
Yeah.
So they
Ooh.
I'm
can.
gonna bleep what you said, NeverPaint.
Yeah, let's just translate our
Is that
podcast
rude?
every time into braille text.
Yeah. Translate every audio waveform to dots.
Okay.
Somebody write a code. That
You need
does
like
that.
5 hands to read it.
So,
All right.
sketch with
And
us,
fine.
guys. I hope you're ready with your sketch, that your sketch prompt. I hope that's finished. You can send it to us. # sketch with us, just to repeat ourselves. Also, we have an entry from last week. Can somebody post it somewhere?
Yeah, it's here.
It's already here?
Yeah, and
Oh,
show note
well,
links.
Neat. Okay, it's by Hellperp, our lovable Hellperp.
Or heck guy.
And it's a
Heckperp.
portrait, quote,
Or heck person.
Quote, it's a portrait of me. Listen to episode 9 of the Sketchy People Podcast. # sketch with us. You did the hashtag thing. Be like Hellperp. And
Draw.
it's...
And draw
it's,
a
and
lot.
it is Hellperp who
I
says...
never knew Hellperp was like a sausage.
Fascinating.
But finally, we
I was
know
gonna
what he
say
looks
thumb.
like. Or she.
Oh.
Them.
They.
I'm not sure if that thing deserves a pronoun.
It doesn't deserve one.
I love you all the same, buddy. I love you all the same.
Okay, can we
the
talk about
squad.
how... Can we talk about how
So
cool
powerful.
the lighting is? Like,
Yeah, the
like,
harsh shading is great.
one half is like completely black. It's like he's like on a border between
He can be your
Heaven and
angle or your
Nirvana.
devil.
yeah.
Ooh.
It's
Your
sick. Also that smile is so crooked and all the little details in the teeth are
I like how
that
one of
stuff.
his teeth is just split in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks painful.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
sick.
it doesn't have to
Kevin.
be if you're brushing them correctly.
Brush your
Okay.
teeth, guys. Brush your teeth.
Do it.
For sure.
I really like how the
Advice.
speech bubble is yellow.
Oh,
Everything
no,
else is
no,
just black
all-
and white.
Have you even seen Hellperp speech bubbles? They are always extremely cool. It does like little squares that come out of something and just a little weirdly handwritten thing into it. It looks super weird and just, it looks like it shouldn't be working, but it works somehow.
Hellperp is
cool.
amazing, guys. Check his stuff out.
Hellperp is great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Also, can I brag a little
Sure.
bit?
brag.
I'm very proud that he decided to take a silly sketch of mine and make it their avatar.
Oh yeah, that is. All right.
And now that I've said that, they're gonna change it.
Nah.
All right.
Probably.
Um,
We're gonna make a new one.
Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, I like.
Did you guys
I like
make
their
an
old
entry?
avatar.
For Sketch with Us? Or do you mean weekly
I did not-
progress?
I only have weekly progress
sketch
from
of
last week, so yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. From the last time you were on.
Yeah.
Yeah, please show it. Please share.
You guys start. I need to download it from my OneDrive.
Okay. Who wants to start?
Let's see. I'll start. I did a couple things, and I have to go find them while I say this sentence. Actually, today I did a little morning stream, and I did some. I've been getting back into pixel art, and I'm really enjoying
Cool.
it. Pixel art was like where I first started digitally because
Paint.
what is it?
Clips, just
Because-
paint.
Yeah, because back in DeviantArt I didn't know how to color anything, and I had paint.
Yeah.
So I figured out you can get any color from paint.
Whoa.
So here's what I drew this morning.
Oh man, I saw that. It
this
was
was a fun-
great.
Thanks. It's pixel art's really cozy. I like to draw. Stu
You
from
need to
pixel
teach
art.
me. Do it today.
Play Minecraft.
No.
The
Play Minecraft.
oh man, I remember how many Pinkie Pies I made in Minecraft. Oh my gosh, that was the time. And I guess here's another thing I'll share. I made a little another pixel thing. It's not as pixely because it's zoomed out, but basically it just turned off anti-aliasing on Metabang, and it gives you instant pixel art. So
Whoa.
here's a piece I did for a character from my buddy Null.
It's instant pixel art.
Yeah.
Oh man, her. I
like
remember
the
her.
perspective of a sword. It's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's
Um,
like double. It's like a good put together perspective in the drawing, but at the same time it goes out of the drawing. and
Yeah,
makes
the way it
even more
pops out of the
effective.
frame, the way it homestucks out of the frame looks amazing.
The way it homestucks.
Did
copyright.
Homestuck invent that?
No, but
No,
but
definitely
there's this
not.
amazing
Yes.
moment where there's a flash, and the flash just breaks out of the frame of the flash animation and takes over your web page, and it's amazing. So that's where I'm
Oh.
using it from. Read
That
Homestuck.
does sound sick. Every time you guys talk
Nice.
about Homestuck, it makes me like go.
It's
that sounds
literally
pretty
like
epic."
it consumed my teenage years. It was my favorite thing for a very long time. It's really good. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, those are my two contributions. I was been taking a bit of a break from Twitter and stuff because of personal stuff, and also I got buried in commissions because I took on too many. But yeah, here's what
it's
I did.
really nice, man.
Right.
Love it.
Thanks.
Yeah, I like how you're experimenting with different stuff, like doing pixel art.
Yeah, and that's why I brought up like getting a dank style down because my stuff is I feel like not as easy to market because it's just such a grab bag of stuff.
The thing
'Cause
is,
I'm always experimenting.
like, especially the Lilith one still looks like it's a Noodlebomb to me. Not
It's a
just because it's
Noodlebomb.
Lilith. Not just because it's Lilith, but like the way you add highlights, stuff like that.
Definitely.
Also, I like the
I
sun.
don't.
in
I
the
don't even
background.
know if my style would be applicable for pixel art. I feel it's maybe
Oof.
too different.
It would be hard.
Yeah.
Just get your art and select all of it and just add a mosaic.
I have my thing from
Okay.
earlier that I was looking for.
Post it.
Oh,
So, what I was working on for about a week is updating my Twitter banner with a bit of a branding effort. I drew a cute little profile picture for myself right before I got a haircut, so I don't look like this anymore.
Stupid.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying
And
that.
I also made a new banner, and one flows into the other. I try to work with my design sense as well as trying to use my artistic technique to the maximum. So I did a little bit more of detailed shading that I'm used to. I tried to ask Seika for some tips that really worked out. And then I made a layered background that has different textures of paper with drop shadows. So it's like constructed one on top of another, as if people have stuck together different sheets of cardboard. And the character is standing in front of it.
It's fantastic.
Oh, it looks so good.
Oh,
Can I tell you how
brilliant.
jealous I am of people who make their profiles like super cohesive?
Jealous?
I'm sure I
You
could
could do
figure it out.
this.
I just need to do it, but I know, but I like it. It's really
I'm
good.
really glad.
I haven't seen that, like the profile picture flowing into the header. It's sick.
It looks really good.
Yeah, the only problem is that it doesn't work on mobile that way.
Yeah, it doesn't, but I mean, what can I do?
And yeah, but I guess you're gonna update it like in like half a year, anyways.
I'm not sure if
Just
I'm going to
because.
update it, but even if I updated it, it wouldn't fix the mobile thing, because if I make it work for mobile, it stops working for desktop, so...
I mean,
what
the
fuck?
Twitter interface is changing constantly.
Yeah.
Like
That's
this
true.
string wouldn't have worked like half a year ago. Well, anyway,
Yeah. But it looks really cool now. I love the
I'm glad.
shapes in the background. It's very lemon.
That's the idea. I want to make a
It
consistent
pops
brand.
out. It looks cool. I love it.
colors.
Colors.
Question,
Yeah.
Lemon. Do you like being called Tart more or Lemon? more?
Tart is
Or the
better. I like it way
Oh,
better.
okay.
I feel like it's
Tart,
more
really?
representative.
Okay. Yeah, I've noticed you've like shied away from the lemon.
Well,
a
that's also a branding effort. It's all in the little details.
lot.
I like to call you Lemon Boy.
I know. That's fine.
Same.
I'm not saying
But
not do it,
I'll go.
but
I'll go Tardy.
it's not a dead name or
Okay.
anything.
Anyway.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna call you Cake from now on.
Did you have anything else, Lemon?
Well, no, that's all I finished over the past couple weeks. I have a couple works in progress that I'll ideally post next time we record.
Hype.
Yeah.
Okay, what I did during the last days is basically mostly working on a bigger commission and doing writing stuff that I can't show. But I also made some more sketches, specifically coffee sketches.
The
like
Dryad
this
girl.
one, the Dryad girl, and
She's dried out.
no, she isn't. She's a very healthy tree. And this one, which kind of belong together because it's for the same commissioner, Commissioner Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon.
That's just what I
Sick.
think of when I say the word commissioner. No.
Sounds like an NPC in a video game.
It's an NPC in the
Do you-
Batman franchise.
Oh.
God damn it, Graf, watch some superhero movies.
Merfolk?
Okay.
No,
I will not.
Merfolk
he
Erectus?
basically just said that he just wanted me to draw a bunch of D&D races, different cute characters in my style, and I tried, and I'm gonna keep doing it because it's cool.
Hold on. This last one says Merfolk Erectus girl.
Yeah. Merfolk,
Is that the real?
yeah.
Oh wait, no, okay, I see.
It's
Never mind.
it's like
I'm just a big
mermaids
dummy.
but with legs.
Right. Erectus means feet.
No,
I'm just an actual
Erectus.
idiot.
Erectus
means
7.
it's
What do you mean standing upright?
It's
I was
standing
thinking of
up,
something
yeah.
else.
Yeah,
I'm
it
dumb.
means standing up.
Yeah. Okay.
It does not mean
I don't know what
Sick.
you thought it would mean.
feet.
Nothing.
Disgusting.
And what other arts
It
you
means
got?
the same thing in any context.
Yeah, I know.
It sure does.
Why
The funny
this
thing is,
funny?
as I posted this picture in different discords, that same joke came over and over again, like 4 times.
So I'm smart.
Ooh,
and
Love
clever.
Mug. I remember this.
Love Mugg.
Oh, yeah,
it
this
was
one looks
yesterday.
great.
That's because that's why you remember this.
I'm liking the thinner
I
lines.
realized that I
NeverPaint.
haven't drawn them a lot traditionally. I think only one other time, and I wanted to do that like in a less sketchy style.
I'm
I-
really liking the thinner lines you've done in a couple of the past drawings.
Yeah.
I just like it better.
Yeah.
Yes, and it pains me. But yeah, I want to get better at that. I took some inspiration from Seika Sensei,
Seika Sensei inspiring us all.
Seika Sensei.
specifically the hatching and the shaded parts of a drawing, which I think look very cool.
I love
Yeah,
how
I
we
noticed
both
that.
took inspiration from her shading, but from
Yeah.
different kinds of
Yeah.
her styles, because I took inspiration from her digital shading,
Yeah,
and you took inspiration from her sketchy
Yeah,
aquarela.
yeah.
How do you say it in English?
yeah,
Don't-
yeah.
Watercolor.
Don't tell anybody, but I also have taken some pointers from her art.
You were going to say something, Graf. Sorry, I walked over you.
I was just gonna say I like to see NeverPaint that you're trying to expand your style
Yeah.
and your.
For
I
sure.
mean, it's basically
repertoire.
just reverting back to what I did a year ago, basically, just with a lot more practice.
Yeah, you like applying all the skills you learned in between, and
Okay, like I
Making-
think in around spring 2017, no, 18, should be 18. I drew a real Komatoi fan art, and with the hair I just gone overboard like a few times with my strokes, and so I just added like more wild strokes to every part of the drawing. That was kind of a drawing that birthed the style I did for the last year, the more swooshy, thicker strokes that have a little more energy. And before that, I tried to do very clean line work. And I'm thinking if I'm going back or just like, maybe just vary it a bit again.
I don't know, man. Chase whatever feels like a good avenue to change right now.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're experimenting at all. That's great.
I mean, the watercolor sketches are something I never did at all, which is just no line art.
That
Just
little
a
book
pencil
has
sketch
definitely made some
under it.
magic.
It's already weird. And something else I did today that I can't really show, but I spent like 2 hours today just posting Instagram stories because I put my entire first chapter of Neverforest into Instagram stories and
Oh, that's so
added
clever.
all the artworks I did related to the comic and all the fan art I got into one giant story that I made a highlight on my Instagram story, so it's gonna live forever. And I for some panels I recut it to fit better into the smartphone format. And yeah, you can read Neverforest on Instagram now. It's there, and all the
Sick.
fan art. And if
I
you draw
wanted to
fan art,
say
you're gonna
one thing
get
about
into
this
that
picture,
Instagram
though.
story, guys. What?
I want to say one thing about this picture. I find the shading a little confusing.
It is.
Uh,
My shading never makes sense.
the picture light sources a little more accurately next time.
I don't pick light sources, Lemon.
Do it.
why do you do
Start.
shading then? There's no point in doing shading if there's no light source.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
Well,
I guess that
you can.
it's just an
do
intuitive
whatever you
light
want, but-
source.
Yeah, but-
I don't plan it out. I just make it in the
Also,
way it looks.
can I also say one
plastic.
thing?
Yeah.
The hair that comes down the middle of her face, I just realized it's a hair. I thought it was a contour of the face.
Oh right. You mean the one on
But
the
yeah,
nose?
there's no
Yeah.
mystery to picking a light source. I'm sure if you give it like a minute of thought, you can do it.
It's always above you, directly, only.
Only. Except in
Yeah.
that drawing you just posted, Noodlebomb, in which it was directly below her to an angle.
She's upside down. Shit.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really think of my drawings as a 3D space, so it's really hard for me.
But
Okay.
I don't understand how it could be hard.
But I mean, it works on a 2D plane as well. You just gotta pick one point, and then just think.
In one direction, it's lighter,
where does the
and
light
the
go,
other
and where's
direction is darker.
Where does the light hit? On the opposite side, it's shaded.
Okay, I tried that before, but if I do that, it just doesn't look like I want it to look. And so if I pick a specific light source, it puts shades in parts where I don't have to want shades. I don't want the shades where they would naturally go, so I just draw them in a way that looks good to me. Yeah, see what I mean?
I know what you mean, but then it just...
Maybe not accurate to real life, but it's accurate to what I want it to look
But
like.
no.
The thing is,
That's...
No.
When it's shading, you're trying to render the object. It's not about what you like to do.
All what I do is about what I like
About
to do,
that.
LemonTart.
Wait, so does rendering mean to create form?
Yeah.
Is that what rendering means?
Create
Okay.
form and texture.
Oh.
Like,
Okay.
it basically
I
defeats the
just
point of
strongly
shading if the
disagree.
shading is confusing. Like,
How?
the face looks great,
Yeah.
but then you compare the face to her arms, and now I'm confused about where the light is coming from.
I'm not
Stuff like
confused
that.
at all, but
it just doesn't feel like it actually exists.
I mean, yeah.
If
because it
the
doesn't.
goal is to make a thing look like it exists in
I'm not drawing a realistic
quote-unquote
picture.
real
I'm
life.
drawing a
That's not the
comic
point.
character.
No!
But NeverPaint can do what he wants. If the goal is different from what we want, then it's going to come out differently. But if you were to do a more realistic style or make this form feel more real,
I mean, if
a
doesn't have to
singular
come
or more
realism.
pointed
No.
light source would be more.
No, okay,
would be
wait.
better for that.
Wait, if I want to use a light source in my picture, like in the commission I'm drawing right now, where it's specifically about, like, it's a dark scene with specific lights in it, I will look where the light is coming from and see it to make it work. But if it doesn't have a point in the drawing, I'm not gonna bother with it. Like,
But it's not about bothering, it's just about shading on the right side of the arm instead of on the left side of the arm. It's that easy.
Yeah.
Like,
It
you don't need to change
it just
anything.
It just doesn't really make sense when you look at it. It just feels kind of
there's a giant
weird.
spider on her shoulder. It doesn't make sense.
It's not about
You need-
realism. It's about things that are contradictory within an image. It's about
Yeah.
composition that is just not correct.
Have you
It
seen
confuses
a
the viewer.
cubist painting?
Contradictory information is the least positive thing that you could make a drawing have. That's all
Have
I'm
you
trying to
seen
get
an
at.
MC Escher drawing?
That's a different thing.
Yeah, I know, but I just
No,
I just
all
don't
I'm-
see it as a problem at all.
All I want to say is that if you actually pay attention to the light source and add the shading in the correct places, it will make your pictures look a lot more professional. People will notice that it looks different because it feels like you put more effort into it.
But it's also like zero effort to just pick a direction. It's
No.
really not difficult. Anyway,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry that I got mad, but like, come on.
I mean, I do understand where
get-
you're coming from with the
I get
point.
it.
but-
I get it when it's like about the light source. You know what I mean? If you have like if it's like an extreme special theming of a light, it makes sense if I want to draw a specific scene. But like this,
As far as I see it, if there's shading at all, then the shading needs to be correct. Because if there's shading, but the shading is confusing, then the shading
Who
is
says it's
detrimental.
Yeah, it takes away from the image rather than add anything. But if you do it
I
correctly,
disagree.
it's gonna add a lot of mood to it, to the.
I disagree
to the
that there
picture.
is a correct way.
You disagree there's a correct way to apply how light bounces off of an object.
I don't say that I try
Mate.
to. I don't say that I tried to do that. Like, it wasn't my goal to make a specific lighting.
Okay.
I mean,
It's fine. We can move
She
on.
could just be lit from multiple different light sources.
Agree to disagree for now?
No. But also,
Okay.
Go on forever.
No?
yeah.
That means we're going forever.
I mean,
let's
just imagine.
postpone this. Let's
Okay, no.
postpone this discussion for a different episode.
Okay, just imagine she
Yeah,
has
let's
like two different light sources in front of her that are like.
Hey,
But
Sharon,
I'm
there's
free.
2 suns in Never
Yeah, there
Forest.
can be more
Yeah.
than one light source, but then you still have to be consistent with both of them.
You
Which in
see-
this drawing you
You
aren't.
see how you see how she isn't even in a place. She's just in an abstract white void.
But why does it
That's
have
not
light
the
then?
point.
You're
Let's-
adding the
let's-
place
let's please
by
stop.
adding
Let's
the
move on.
Behind
light.
here,
Let's-
everything behind her.
Guys,
is
move
let's
on.
let's cut this off. You guys, let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna move on
Thanks,
to
Ash.
Asha's picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Asha drew
Uh,
a thing.
I haven't. I've been doing stuff I can't show, but I did do
I wanna see.
a drawing of Sailor Moon, a redraw. Apparently, that's a thing, and it's this really cool image of Sailor Moon that I tried to copy and do in my own style, and I like it. It's cool.
Remember in
amazing how
you
episode
can
2
make
when
the
we
eyes
said that
even bigger.
redraws would be punished by death? I'm sorry,
Oh,
Asha.
can we?
You're going down.
No,
I'm sent.
no.
Oh no!
You're gonna open that package and it's gonna blow
But
your
you-
mind,
Oh,
literally.
no.
Asha.
I mean, if
I
you,
didn't know Asha was gonna be the first.
I mean, I see redraws on Twitter and Instagram that are just very slight changes to the original, and I kind of don't get it. why
I was
they
making a joke. NeverPaint.
Even
I
do
get
it, but no, I know you were, but I actually have a problem with some of the redraws because they kind of just look like a milquetoast, little worse copy of the original.
Oh yeah, like some of them don't like try to capture the expression she's making because this image is like the original image is so interesting. Like her expression, it
She's
seems
in
so
distress in
detailed
that image.
in,
It's pretty
like, all
harsh.
the things, and I was trying to capture that.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're applying it to your own style, which is kind of the point, I would think, of
Yeah, yours is great.
doing redraws.
I like the eyes a lot. Definitely Asha eyes. Very cool.
I kind of like the finished, like the more closed out line work and the more finished coloring. It has a little bit more definition than usual. It's interesting to see, especially the background, the painterly background like that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
definitely more like my old style because before when I used to do digital drawing, I would just straight up paint.
Sounds like you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Always paint.
Also,
Straight
like I
up
was
paint.
saying earlier, the little it's all down to the details. The way her cheeks are a little bit marred with just 2 little lines, the way her mouth has the perfect shape for that scowl, her right eyebrow slightly higher and with a little bit angrier than the other eyebrow. It's all in those little details that you really, really rendered correctly, even though it's a simple image. It's great.
What I wanted to say about this drawing specifically, you know that when you learn to draw how to draw manga and stuff, like tutorials on YouTube and in books,
Mark Curley.
they're gonna teach you that there has to be there has to be space for an entire third eye between your both eyes, and most mangas do this, or like most animes does do this actually, but Asha just doesn't, and it works anyways, and I'm not sure how.
Yeah, there's
I do the same.
yeah, there's a lot of cartoons that do that and don't have a space in between.
Yeah.
I'm aware of it,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know, for this image,
I feel like
it
anime is
that.
way more correct about this normally, but American more stylized cartoons are not.
I think they're cool. I like the big eyes with the small
That's
space
what
in
I'm
between. It's
saying.
super cool to
I'm
me.
just not.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you.
I'm just
I
not
also
sure
agree
how
with
it
you.
works.
Asha eyes usually have a very big space in between, though. I remember characters like, what's her name? Rosa and Tori just have this oval shaped face that looks really cool with very separated eyes.
Yeah, sometimes the faces are also very broad, but
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Anything else, Asha, or is that
Nope,
all you wanted
that's
to share?
all. Graf, you go.
Sick.
Okey-doke.
So,
Graf.
I thought I hadn't done anything because I've just been busy storyboarding for my short film, which I've also been procrastinating on. But
Disappointed.
I remembered that I did something in school that I can share so I can feel better.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
So I've been doing 3D modeling in class.
Oh yeah.
This is
I
a
remember.
Oh, that's the goofy model, yeah.
character I had to come up with last year. Now, I did a head last year, and now we're doing the body in class. And yeah, that's what I did. Yeah.
It's
I don't know what more to say about it.
The feet. I don't know anything about 3D modeling, but the way the feet and the legs meld into the body is really goopy and realistic, and it's almost upsetting, like uncanny in a way. like this guy's just gonna like walk slowly, wobbling on two legs, and he's gonna be very fat.
Yeah, I guess. The thing is, I'm not too concerned about like getting a good grade in this class because I just want to focus on my film.
No,
so I'm
that's
just
fine.
doing whatever works. I guess it's okay. Yeah, that's all I did.
Sick.
It's cool, and I don't understand 3D modeling, but I want to try it one day.
Me
I'm not super interested in it, honestly. I've always been more of a 2D art kind of guy. Whenever I play a video game, I'm always looking at the menus instead of at the character models.
I like
Really?
my.
That's
I
interesting.
did some
The
3D
menus.
Dude, I was playing Catherine today. Oh my god, the Catherine remake? That graphic design is unbelievable. It's off the charts.
Yeah, actually,
Lemon,
Catherine,
aren't you
Catherine's
interested
great.
It's-
in modeling
I'm
your
loving
own
it.
mechas? Because that's what. Because you're also a model guy, like a model kit guy, and that's what.
Right.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
got me interested in modeling my own stuff, because I would
I mean, hold on, I
model
disconnected for a
like
sec.
armors and heads and green stuff for miniatures. So it was-
the plastic models are just because I really like giant robots.
Okay,
Not because I like 3D modeling.
That's pretty epic.
that's acceptable.
I like his stomach. Nice and big.
Is that what you're into,
Also, what
Asha?
is his head?
Is that what you're
His shape.
into?
Where's his head though?
It's that little dot
He
on
left
top,
it last
right?
year.
Is that
He
little
left
circle?
it in the past.
I mean, you see
You
the
left
sketch
his
of the
head
head
behind?
on the side. Like,
It's hidden.
Oh.
Then I see the
I
mouth.
do have an animation with the head, but it might be too big for Discord.
The head is too big
Too
for
big for
Discord.
Discord.
The head is such a big head. It does not
Dang.
fit in Discord.
It's too powerful.
That's
Definitely.
that's why it's not here right now.
Yeah. guess I can-
Oh, yeah. I gotta leave soon, guys.
Okay.
Want to wrap it up?
Okay. Yeah, let's wrap it up. In that case, turn in your homework, kiddos. Your hashtag sketchwithus drawings. Drop that off on Twitter.
Drop
so
them
you
off
can be
right
featured
now.
next
If you've
week.
drawn something during the
Right.
podcast and you think it's finished, then just drop it off right now. Add us. Let us know that you enjoyed the show and want to show us
We're
your
gonna
art.
discuss it in detail and figure out if the light source are correct.
I want to
Yes.
see your.
High five.
We're getting our red. We're getting our red pen out. We're gonna draw all over it. It's
Oh
gonna
my
be a great time.
God.
Just
They
kidding.
did that on my architecture
kidding.
plans last year. Like my carefully laid out architecture plans, and they just took out
Really?
a red
It's
pen.
oh
Just like
shit.
just
No, dang, that sounds brutal.
That is
very,
brutal.
very brutal. They also did
Okay,
the thing
guys.
where the teacher just grabs a different color and like puts it on the face of your drawing and tells you to fix it. That happened to me too.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Adios.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye,
Bye, everybody.
Have a good one.
Bye bye.
Oh yeah, it's the 10th episode, by the way.
Yeah,
We did
it's
it.
our anniversary.
Number
Yes.
10. Yay.